Greetings, this is the Timeshare Traveler. Today is episode 137. Learning makes you a timeshare winner. Here's my bottom line. The better educated you are, the more you can use your timeshares, the more successful you're going to be. That's the bottom line. The more work you put in, it's a work in, work out kind of thing, even though it's about vacations. It is still work. So I'm going to talk about that today and make sure that you're on the right track to being a winner. So I'll talk about learn about timeshares before buying anything. That's very key. I'll give you the benefits of what actually you get by being educated before you do that. Then I'll talk a little bit about the pressure to sell is greater than the pressure to educate. So when you're in a presentation, they will try to educate you, but they're more going to try to sell you. And so you just need, that's why education is so critical, so that you're well educated, not making decisions off of less information. After you buy, it's just the beginning of your education. Then you actually get to use and experience, and that's a different kind of education than before you've purchased. And then lastly, I want to say, what's your plan to keep up with the changes? It's not I bought it and nothing ever changes. Just like life, everything goes on and changes. So I'm going to go through every one of those topics in detail. Before I do, I'll tell you a little bit about my channel. I'll be right back. Hang in there. Hi, this is Cliff, and I'm the Timeshare Traveler. Welcome to my channel. The purpose of my channel is to educate those who love traveling in timeshares. I've been an owner for 15 plus years at timeshare ownership. I have elite ownership with Marriott, Hilton, and Worldmark. I have published over 100 timeshare video reviews, and I've published over 95 timeshare tips. I can be found on Facebook at Timeshare Trav, at Twitter, Timeshare Trav, and on the web at www.timesharetraveler.com. Well, I'm back. So here's the thing about learning about timeshares. Your education might tell you that timeshares aren't for you. A way better outcome than having spent money and being angry. So that's, again, why education, even a decision that is not right for you is fine, because do what's right for you. Here's the other thing. Before you buy anything, do trial packages, one or more. No long-term commitments. Just stay at timeshare. See if that's really something that's interesting to you. Do trials with multiple timeshare companies. All those trials come with sales presentations. You tell the salespeople you're not going to buy, and the reason you're not going to buy is because you're learning about timeshares before you make a decision, and you're not ready to make a decision. Know that even during this trial package. The other thing that's really important is there are resources out there like this channel. Another good channel is Destination Timeshare. Jeremy's really good. And then also Timeshare User Group. It's a forum where you can ask questions. I would join that. I think it's $15 a year. It's well worth it. Just ask questions of things you don't understand, the differences from various things. So again, learn about timeshares. Don't buy. Even I'm not talking about buying a trial package. That's part of the education experience, so that to make sense for you. But anyway, that's the first step. So why do I say get educated? What's the benefit of education? Well, most likely you're going to buy only what you need because you know what you need. And so why would you buy more? Or why would you buy less? You'll likely have lower maintenance fees. People that know what they're going to do and want to reduce their maintenance fees know where to buy and how to do it to lower costs. I'm not going to cover all the options for doing that. That's way beyond the length I have for doing this video. You'll need less points for vacations. You'll know how to do things off peak. You know how to stretch your points. You know a lot of things, different options, because you become educated. You'll know when the specials occur. So again, it's less points, specials. You'll leverage off-season as possible because that's less points. You'll use cash to book resorts when it is less than maintenance. So there's certain times booking things with cash is a better deal. You'll know all the associated hotels to stay at for free. So maybe you'll stay in hotels with kitchens some of the time. So you have lots more. So you won't need as many points. So you buy just what you need. And you do that by being educated. So that's the benefit. Paying maintenance fees with a credit card so you get hotel points. Taking only points on presentations because then you can sort of use those points to add to your vacations. So that's the whole beauty of education. It just makes you a happier timeshare owner, or not an owner at all because the education told you that it wasn't right. And again, I'm not trying to force you one. I just want to be successful, and I'm trying to do what I can to make you successful. The next topic is about the salespeople. The pressure to sell is greater than the pressure to educate. So because I'm so experienced, they know very quickly that I'm really experienced, and often I get the manager comes in and various things because they know I know a lot, and so they really need to understand what I want, and they're going to pitch me something that they think is of value, but they know they just can't do the standard stuff. So because of that, I get a little more insight into the salespeople, and they get paid. Usually it's 100% commission. They don't make anything unless they sell. So that pressure just to sell becomes important. So they might sell you the minimum they need to get something, but it might not be the minimum you need to do a vacation. And if they get somebody that doesn't know anything, you're there for an hour. The maximum they can spend is 30 minutes trying to educate you, and trying to learn about timeshares or a car or any major purchase in 30 minutes is not a situation for success. And again, I want to try to get you in a situation for success. So anyway, I've heard from salespeople their biggest concerns. They've sold something that the person may not ever figure out how to use, but they don't know that. Their job is to sell, which again is greater than their pressure to educate. They'll sell the minimum sales amount, not the minimum you need to be happy. And so I have had comments in my channel where people are really frustrated, and when I find out, it's usually one of the many most common answers is I bought what the minimum was to purchase because I didn't want to spend that much, and now I can't use it because it's not really the minimum to use it the way you want to use it. If you buy from the timeshare company, expect to pay 30K. That's just a number. I don't know if it's an exact number. I don't know what your needs are or anything like that. And that's typically a one bedroom for 1 week, and that's just a ballpark number. And that number is going up just like everything else with inflation. But again, the pressure from the salespeople is greater to sell than it is to educate. But they do try to educate, at least the better ones. And then there's the ones who aren't better. Next thing is, after you buy, you're not done. This is when you actually really get the beginning of your education. You've known enough what to get and what you wanted. Now, how do you even go beyond that and get more and more and better benefits? Do you know the booking windows for your property and other properties? Because you might have a window that's greater for your home resort versus other resorts. Do you know what the last minute specials are? They often have things in special seasons where you can get it for 50 or 75% off the number of points. And you kind of know where those are. Hint, hint. Summer in Phoenix, winter in the East Coast would be the low seasons. Do you know how to use the exchanges so you can exchange your points somewhere else? Again, this is more about your bucket list, so you know more what you can do. Do you know how to roll them to next year and what the costs are to do that? So if this year you just don't have time to travel, but you want to bank them for next year, do you know how to do that? Do you know about the exchange places, Interval International, RCI? Do you know where you want to travel? Do you have a plan? Do you have your bucket list? So you should have that before you buy, because you'd like to match your bucket list to where the locations of the timeshare you're going to buy. How far in advance do you need to book your vacations? You need to do research and actually find out various resorts that have various times based on seasonality when you need to book them, so that you get what you want. That's one of the things I find out is people don't know what the timings and the peak seasons and the easy seasons to book are. And what are the perks for elite levels? If you want to get to elite levels, which I am an elite, and I take advantage of all the perks that I get there. They have saved me hundreds, if not actually thousands of dollars by being an elite member. I get perks and benefits every year, actually. For example, one with Hilton, just to give you one example. I get a $250 lift credit. So if I fly in an airport and I want to get a lift to the timeshare, the first $250 is free. So that's just a fee that I get, a benefit I get every year, and there are more. But that's enough of this for now. The last point I want to leave you with is, what's your plan to keep up with the changes? Timeshare industries all evolve. The companies are all evolving. They're competing with each other. One company buys another company, so they have more resorts, and somebody else has to then buy into that, and they are getting more perks to to generate sales, but also to generate benefits. I attend to presentations often just to understand the new features. I never buy if I'm ever going to buy, unless the new until I understand the new feature. And I don't buy it if it's not in writing. If it's not in writing, it's speculation. And so that's not a feature. That may be some future thing that they're trying to talk you into, various things about how great they are and where they're trying to go. And that's good information, but it's not really a feature. And again, I don't buy the feature unless it will save me money or give me some value well beyond the money that I'm going to spend. And that's my personal decision, not a decision the salesperson can do. And the last point is, if I'm going to do an upgrade, I don't do it on the spur. I plan it months in advance and work it through, figure out when I get the finances and stuff like that. It's not a spur of the moment purchase. I go to enough presentations. I kind of know what's happening in the industry. And so that's what I do. Anyway, there you have it. Education is really powerful. Hope you like this video. Please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe.